presents Lincoln College Basketball on 88.9 FM and streaming live from the iHeartRadio app.
Hi, and welcome to Fort Wayne, Indiana, where, again, your Lincoln College Lynx taking on the same team as Adam Hoffman and Daniel Sala just called, the Bethel College, right here in Fort Wayne, home of St. Francis University, in the Northern Lynx Insurance Classic. We got a good one today. I'm Nick Jackson bringing it to you live right here. Again, remember, it's a time zone difference, so it's really 8 o'clock our time, 7 o'clock your time. Well, just a little bit after the St. Francis game, who they played right before us. We play them in game number 2 tomorrow, as they pulled off a very close one here on their home floor over Indiana University East, the Red Wolves here, 69-67. Just a 2-point win, came down to the buzzer. But however, though, your Lynx, they come in 4-2, coming off a great victory on the road the other day at Robert Morris University up in Chicago. It was 85-78 was the final in that one, where your Lynx, they led pretty much the entire way. It was a kind of a blowout type of fashion in the first half. They led as nearly as 17, as much as 17 in that first half, and early in the second half as well. But then they kind of let Robert Morris hang around, and this young group of very skilled guards kind of let them hang around and get them back in the ball game, I should say. For Robert Morris, again, they are very scrappy, and they really kind of forced the Lynx into some tough situations by making them force the ball into certain situations where they most likely didn't want to go. Also, Robert Morris, no time wasted on the shot clock, pretty much a run-and-gun type of team. They basically scored within the first 10 seconds of the shot clock, and that really kind of hurt the Lynx down the stretch, as they didn't know how to stop that. But again, taking on Bethel College, they come in ranked 23rd in the country, so this is going to be an upset situation here for the Lynx as they take on Bethel College, who comes in 7-0 in this ball game. Again, Bethel is kind of on a late heroic run, as their last game, they're coming off a huge win against Madonna University, 91-67 win over them at home. And the man who led the way was Travion Cruz, who had 25 points, 9 rebounds, and 9 assists in that ball game. Again, he led in all 3 categories for the team as well. Again, he's coming in red hot, as he is coming in averaging 20 points, 9 rebounds, and 9 assists per game is Mr. Cruz. Again, he's had 2 triple-doubles already in the first 7 games, was so close to having his third. So the Lynx are going to have to do a great job of stopping him defensively here today. Again, however, though, in that Madonna game, it was awfully close. I know it's kind of saying, well, Bethel, they kind of look coming in pretty good. And, 7-0, kind of a lot of them blowouts. But that was a 53-47 game with 12 minutes to play in the second half. So Bethel, they were on the ropes there against Madonna for a little bit, but then they went on a 36-15 run in the last 12 minutes to really kind of close things out and solidify their win. And that's something the Lynx have not been able to do. They've been able to get on a run and get a big lead. We've seen them up 17-15 in almost every game, even against the number 2 team in the country in William Penn. But they could not capitalize, and they let teams crawl their way back into the ball game. So, however, though, with that being said, we're going to see how the Lynx fare tonight. They kind of let Robert Morris back into the game a little bit at times, but then showed their dominance late in that ball game by pulling out the victory here in that one. Again, Trayvon Tyler led the way as usual with 17. He had 6 boards to go along with it and 6 assists. Also, Julian Powell, who's been a double-double machine since he's kind of got out of his comfort zone a little bit here in Lincoln, Illinois, and he's really stepped up big down in the post as well. And ironically enough, he's actually played the most minutes in that Robert Morris game, which I know Adam Hoffman, who's not here with us right now, again, he's been wanting to see Powell play more and more, and I'm sure he'd be excited for that one, as Powell did play 35 out of the 40 minutes in that one. Also racked up 13 points and 9 boards, was 1 rebound shy of a triple-double here in this one. Again, same starting lineup for your Lincoln Lynx as usual. Montez Crummel, a sophomore guard out of Cahokia, will start things off. Followed, though, And I have to give him a big shout-out right here in the starting lineup as number 2, Trayvon Tyler, not only one of the Lynx top players in the game, but it's also his 21st birthday here tonight. So, again, I'm sure this is not the way he wanted to celebrate his 21st birthday on a Friday night. But, however, though, he's going to be here. He's focused. He's ready to go. As, again, Trayvon Tyler in the mix. Happy birthday to him as well. Again, then number 3, J.J. Turner, the senior out of Chicago, Illinois as well. Followed by number 12, who's going to be the real key factor in this ball game, Darnell Latham Jr. And then the big man down low, number 21, Julian Powell, gets the start, the transfer senior out of Baytown, Texas. Now we'll see here for the starting lineup for Bethel College here in this one, as we have number 1, Trayvon Covington here. He's from Fort Wayne, Indiana, so a senior as he's playing back in his hometown. Also by number 3, Travion Cruz. Again, he's going to be the man to stop here in this one as well, followed by Ryan Lutz. He's in the starting lineup here for the Bethel. And also Gavin Rausler in this number 13. He's going to be down low. And then the big man rounding out will be Paul Foreman, a senior from Indiana as well. That's going to be the starting lineup for Bethel. Again, they come in ranked 23rd in the country, taking on your Lincoln College Lynx here today. 4-2 do the Lynx come into play, but very well easily could be 6-0. Both losses have came by just 1 on the home floor this season in the Jack D. Nutt Arena. 1 to the number 2 team in the country in William Penn University, and then the other one to Olivet Nazarene in overtime. So we'll see what the Lynx want to do here. Still waiting for him to come out of the huddle, as Bethel just kind of standing there waiting for him to come out. But again, Bethel's going to be in the home white uniforms here today, as Lincoln in the road black. And we are staying in a hotel just about, 15 or so minutes from here. It was about a 5-hour bus ride to get here, a little under. These guys have been waiting all day, ready to go, as Julian Powell and Forum get set for tip-off here. As here we go, the first is tipped back by Powell, and the Lynx will have the first possession of this ball game to start the half. Turner now with it at the top of the key, over to Powell. Powell is trying to find Tyler down low. He cannot. Instead, he goes to Crumble on the left wing. Crumble gets a screen from Powell. He goes to the right of it, picks up his dribble, now finds Turner. Turner drives in, right side lane, kicks it back out to Latham in the right wing for 3. No, instead he drives in, and he's going to draw, I believe, an offensive foul, as Paul Forum stood in there and took the charge on Latham trying to drive into the basket. So those first points of the ball game are going to have to wait here for the Lynx, as their first possession goes for Nod. As the foul goes on Latham, his first in the half, also the team's first, as that one's tipped by Tyler and into the hands of Powell. So Bethel's first possession also goes for Nod, as we're still tied at 0 here in the first 30 seconds. Tyler now bounce passes one to Powell. Powell still working on form, hasn't really got anything going yet. He sees a lane, tries to drive in the left side, kicks it back out for Turner with a 10-foot baseline jumper, and he buries it home. So Turner's got the scoring going here first for the Lynx, as they lead it 2-0 over the 23rd ranked team in the country. Bethel now trying to come back the opposite way for him now. Bounce passes one down low to Covington. Covington with a turnaround jumper, no good, but rebounded by the Lynx and Julian Powell. Here comes Trayvon Tyler now. Gets a screen, goes to the right side of it at the top of the key, drives in, right side lane, puts it up high off the glass, can't get it to go off the rim and out. Bethel with the rebound, as here they come back down the opposite way. Lutz now feeds for him down low, back out to Lutz to Rausler at the top of the key. He drives in, left side lane out to Cruz in the corner for 3, no good. He misses his first shot of the ball game. Again, Cruz, number 3 in white for Bethel, is going to be the man to stop here in this one. Again, averaging 20 points per game, 9 boards, and 9 assists. Has already had 2 triple-doubles so far this year, as Latham for 3 at the top of the key. No, he couldn't get that one to go off the rim and out. Bethel and Cruz with the rebound. Cruz now swinging it to the left in Covington. Covington now to Lutz at the top of the key, back over to Cruz on the right wing. Looking for Covington, as he will at the top of the key with 15 seconds. He wants a screen, goes to the left of it as he tries to drive baseline across the court past to Lutz. Now to Cruz. Cruz trying to drive in to the right side of Tyler, but it kind of got tangled up a little bit, and the defensive player is going to be the man that usually gets the foul called. And it will go on Tyler, so that'll be his first, team second here in the ball game. 17:46 left to play in the first half. 2-0 lead here for Lincoln early. Forum trying to backdoor cut one to Lutz underneath, but he could not corral it as Latham pulls down the steal. Now to Turner with it at the top of the key. Turner hands it off to Tyler on the left wing. Again, he's guarded by Cruz. This will be an interesting matchup here. Tyler, the birthday boy, versus Travion Cruz, as that one's poked away as Powell was trying to find Crumble, and it ends up into the hands of Forum, and here comes Bethel the other way. They have numbers as Lutz drives baseline, picks up his dribble. He pauses for a second. Forum now with it, trying to feed Covington in the corner, but stolen away by Turner. Now to Tyler. Outlet now to Latham Jr., and he'll lay it up and in. So Latham, right now, he's got a pair. As him and J.J. Turner both have the scoring going here for the Lynx. As they found now Forum to Cruz in the right side corner for three. No. Razzler now out to Covington. Covington from downtown, and he'll bury one home in front of Montez Crumble. So 4-3 now is our score based on Bethel's three-point contest here. And watch for this Lynx team to just kind of slowly bring it up the floor. We've seen them in the past couple games where they use a lot of the shot clock, about 20, 25 seconds worth of the shot clock. I'm sure they want to do it here as Tyler gives one down low to Turner with a turnaround jumper, no good. Rebounded by Bethel as they're coming back the other way. Covington now with it out to Cruz. Cruz over to Razzler. Razzler now trying to drive in on Turner. Turner almost had it poked away. Makes him pick up his dribble. Back out to Lutz. Down low to Cruz, who's working on Latham. He's double teamed this time. Back out to Razzler for three. No, off the side of the rim and out. Forum with an offensive rebound. Put back, and that one will go over Julian Powell as he wanted to be careful there not to foul. Now some pressure here from Bethel on the full court opportunity as Latham is now going to run the point here for the Lynx. Latham and guarded by Lutz. Still no substitutions yet in the ball game as Latham bounce passes one down low to Powell. He's working on Forum, a turnaround right hook. No good, a little bit too strong there from Julian Powell. Outlet now to Covington. Covington going coast to coast rather quickly. He can't finish underneath. Crumble pulls down the board for Lincoln. A 3-on-2 fast break as Crumble pulls up from the free throw line. A jumper, no good. Rebounded by Bethel as Turner was almost in there to get that offensive board. He could not, though, as Lutz pulls it down here for Bethel. Cruz going to slowly walk it up the floor. 15 minutes left to play in the first half, and it's 5-4 Bethel here as Covington just throws it right into the hands of Latham Jr. for the steal, and here come the Lynx back the other end. Latham Jr. now finds Tyler on the right wing, trying to feed Powell down low. He cannot. He's guarded by Cruz. 20 seconds now on the shot clock as Tyler backs it out, and they're going to set up the offense. He's at the top of the key as he throws it to the right wing now for Crumble. Crumble, guarded by Covington, gets a screen by Powell, goes to the left of it, drives left side lane, puts up a little alley-oop kind of pass for Julian Powell, but he was boxed out rather nicely by Lutz, and Bethel's coming back the other way as Cruz with a jumper from the free throw line, no, but Razzler there with an offensive rebound, but then he tries to kick it back out and throws it right into the hands of Latham Jr. Jr. now is going to pull up from mid-range, no good, but Turner gets the offensive rebound, put back, no, gets his own miss, put back, no, but foul, yes. As Turner was hit hard on the floor, as he is going to go to the line for two shots. As the foul is going to go on number 43, Paul Forum, his first, team's first, as well as we have a media timeout taken on the floor, so we will as well. 5-4 lead for Bethel over your Lynx, but don't go anywhere. We still got 14 and a half minutes to play, as this one's going to be a good one. The Lynx trying to pull off an upset. We'll be right back right after this.
I'm Paul George of the Indiana Pacers. When I was 6, I had one thing on my mind. When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball every chance I could. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke. So I want you to learn the signs of a stroke fast. F-A-S-T. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. Because the sooner they get to the hospital, the sooner they'll get treatment. And that can make a remarkable difference in their recovery. I'm Paul George. Protect the ones you love. Spot a stroke, F-A-S-T, fast. Life is why. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
We are back here in St. Francis University, where, again, your Lincoln Lynx trail by just one. 5-4 is our score as L.J. Johnson comes into the ballgame for the first time. He's seeing some action. Also, Tyrone Wright at the scores table. He's going to come in for J.J. Turner. And Johnson also checked in. He had 8 points in the second half alone against Robert Morris. Really kind of was a deciding factor in that ball game for the Lynx, as when the Eagles of Robert Morris trying to cut it back in with the single digits, L.J. Johnson was kind of the one that really kind of single-handedly took over the game when Trayvon Tyler was out due to some foul issues. So look for him and Tyler to kind of get things going here early in this first half. Now Bethel coming back the other way, as Turner could not hit either one, as Bethel can't hit on their opportunity as well. Here comes the Lynx back the other way. Johnson now a no-look pass down low to Turner. It was tipped, but somehow still gets it to him as he feeds it to Powell, but Powell has it stripped away. Now Crumble almost had a piece of it. Instead, he finds outlet to Cruz, as Cruz now kicks it back out to Hartman, who just checked in the game for Bethel as he drives baseline. Reverse layup, no good. Rebounded, though, comes down with J.J. Turner and the Lynx. Turner now bounce passes one to Johnson. Again, Bethel, the 23rd ranked team in the country, as he's double team, splits it, drives into the paint, picks up his dribble, kicks it back out to Tyler. And with 16 on the shot clock, Tyler gets to a screen, goes to the left of it, to Turner at the top of the key for three now, and no, too strong, in and out off the back of the rim, and rebounded by Bethel. As Genko now, Dominic Genko, who checked in, he got the rebound, and here comes Bethel now with Hartman. Hartman now trying to feed the big man down low. Fisher, he does, but it's stripped away by Turner as he was double-teamed underneath. Turner with a 1-on-3 fast break, still going to try to take it himself. He takes a mid-range jumper, no good, as Powell was there with a rebound. And they're going to say it was last touch off at number 31, Luke Fisher, and off in Bethel. So the Lynx are going to stay with the possession here with also a fresh 30. And Tyrone Wright, now they reversed the call, actually. They first said it was going to be Lynx basketball, but then since then said it's going to be Bethel, and it was last touched by Julian Powell. So that's an interesting move they got going here, kind of reversed the call. And, you know, the Lynx are no joke to having some fouls go against them here. I mean, down as Bethel coming back the other way. But the Lynx, though, with the fouls, I mean, 11 and a half minutes to play in that Robert Morris game, and the Lynx had 9 team fouls to only Robert Morris's 1. So they're very well capable of managing the officials here in this one, as, again, Forum made a little 2-foot jumper for Bethel as they now extend the lead to 3, 7-4. Tyler now just gets it across half court as we're at 12 and a half minutes to play. Lynx trail by 3. Johnson now with it on the right wing, trying to drive in baseline. The floater can't go either. Johnson wanted a foul. He didn't get one, as Bethel pulls down the rebound. Now Genko bringing it up the floor here for Bethel. Over to Hartman on the left wing as he feeds Fisher at the top of the key. Back to Genko. To Hartman now at the top of the key. He's guarded by Johnson, trying to drive in right side lane, but has it poked away by Johnson. Ball's loose on the floor. It's somehow saved by Fisher before being an over and back. Now Hartman has it with 7 seconds, trying to feed Cruz down low. And out to Genko with 3. He takes a one-step in, jumper, and it is good. Crumble with the hand in his face, but it did not matter, as Genko, a dangerous shooter from mid-range. 11:45 now left to play. 9-4 is the score. Lynx trail by 5. The birthday boy has it at the top of the key. He pulls up from way downtown, and no, off the rim and out, but Powell pulls down an offensive rebound out to Johnson. Johnson for 3, no, short. Tyler with an offensive rebound, but it tipped out of bounds, and it's going to be off of Tyler. So it will go to Bethel. Here with 11 and a half minutes to play. And again, if you're a Bethel fan, again, you have to be a little concerned, or I guess happy about Ryan Lightfoot, their head coach. Again, he only needs one more win in the next 2 games, so either tonight or tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow the Lynx can pull out the W here. But as for him trying to back down Powell right now, the turnaround right hook off the glass and good. And make it now 11-4 in favor of Bethel. But Ryan Lightfoot, again, if he wins tonight or tomorrow, he would be the fastest coach to 30 wins in Crossroad League history. And that's the NAIA league that Bethel plays in. as it kicks it out to Tyler. Tyler from downtown on the right corner, and he buries one home. So the first three of the ball game comes from the birthday boy in Trayvon Tyler. 11-7 now is our score. And look for Tyler to get things started here after that three. Hartman now with it with Fisher. Down low to Forum. Forum kicks it to the corner for Cruz. Cruz drives in, kicks it back out to Hartman. Hartman with the top of the key pass to Genko. Genko almost had it stolen away. Now finds Cruz underneath. About down low to Forum, and it is good. So some good ball movement there by Bethel, as I believe everybody touched the ball twice in that possession, as now it's double teamed, and Johnson can't get a foul called, as Bethel will come up with it on their own end of the floor. Fisher now feeds Forum, who's driving into the lane hard, and he finishes through contact. Probably should have been a foul there. No foul was called on Julian Powell. Either way, Bethel finishes underneath, and it's 15-7 now. So the Lynx trying to regroup right here as they feed Tyrone Wright down low. Had some trouble with it on the original pass down low as Forum's right there. Wright goes up with it, but he can't corral it. Powell's also there, last touched off of him, trying to get the offensive rebound and out. So it will be Bethel basketball. Again, as they lead by 8. Lutz checks back into the ball game as he gets Genko. Hartman stays in as well, along with Razzler. He checks back in for Luke Fisher for Bethel. And same five out on the floor for Lincoln. Crumble, Johnson, Wright, Tyler, and Powell. As Hartman now with it at the top of the key, guarded by Crumble. Out to Cruz. Cruz catch and shoot from the left side corner for three. No offensive rebound, no Razzler. Out to Hartman. Lutz. Lutz can't get it. Offensive rebound by Foreman yet again. This time, Lutz, the second go around, he'll bury the three. So just like that, when it was 11-7, here at one point, it's a 7-0 run here for Lincoln in the last 2 minutes as Tyler throws it away into the hands of Hartman. Hartman give and go with Razzler. He lays it up, can't get it to go off of, I believe, Tyrone Wright. And they are going to say it was. Stay right here with the fresh 30 as Bethel kind of coming on strong here in the last couple minutes. They're kind of settling down here into the half. The Lynx still trying to get things going, not even in double digits in the scoring column yet here as we have 8.5 minutes left to play. Latham Jr. checked into the ball game for Montez Crumble as they inbound underneath their own basket to Forum. Forum a little too strong on that one as Turner pulls down the rebound. Johnson now trying to go coast to coast. He bounce passes one down low to Powell. Powell couldn't corral it. Turnaround right hook, can't get it to go. Johnson now almost had that offensive rebound poked away by Forum. Instead, it's in the hands of Cruz and Bethel as they're kind of come back the other end. 18-7 is our score. Lincoln desperately needs a basket right here in this one as Bethel's kind of been all over them, not only on the offense but on the defense side of things as well. Good ball movement yet again by Bethel as Lutz, the last one to touch it, as he buries home another three. And this Bethel press kind of getting to the Lynx here in this one as Turner now lost control of it, and he wanted a foul and finally got one as Lutz is going to be charged with that one. And only 4 fouls in the half total committed by both teams as here comes DeAndre Freeman into the ballgame for L.J. Johnson. And Big Roy Nesbitt as well getting his first minutes of the ballgame. He comes in for Julian Powell. And this is a Lynx team. Again, we got here probably around, I would say, about noon. And about 12:30, noon or so, we kind of took our time. And then we had a shoot-around. And the shoot-around kind of went okay. Kind of looked like the guys were real loose. And then when it looked like it was going to be a great day, and then you saw St. Francis, who we play tomorrow, as Latham takes a mid-range jumper. No good. Couldn't hit. And Razzler pulls down the rebound. But University of St. Francis, their players were kind of coming in and out as we were trying to walk through our offensive sets in that one. So I don't know exactly how focused we were in that, but it kind of looked like we were loose and ready to go after a 5-hour bus ride, as that one by Razzler, no good. Offensive rebound, though, goes to Bethel as Hartman now with it. Almost has it poked away by Latham Jr. out to Covington at the top of the key, out for Lutz. Lutz from way downtown. No, too strong off the back of the iron and out. Rebounded by Latham Jr. Outlet now to Freeman. Again, Freeman, a freshman from Morgan Park. Look for him to kind of step up and have a say in this ball game. 21-7 is our score. Bethel out in front of Lincoln with 7.5 minutes to play in the first half as Tyler takes a step back three from the top of the key, buries home another. So Tyler now has 6 here in the half as he's got 6 of the 10, and the Lynx are finally in double digits. Here as it's 21-10 as they trail by 11. As Razzler now drives in out to Lutz. Lutz over to Hartman. Hartman with nobody on him buries home a 3 from the right wing. Lynx trying to move fast in transition here as Tyler now catch and shoot from way downtown yet again. Money, yes, as Trayvon Tyler yet again on back-to-back possessions with some back-to-back deep threes as Coach Lepp trying to get a timeout called. He does halfway down the court, as I'm sure he is not happy with the way his team started here in the first 14 minutes of this ball game, as they do have a 30-second timeout. 24-13 is our score. Again, the Lynx just not looking very good offensively. Again, credit Bethel. They're kind of playing some tight defense here. The full court pressure really kind of getting to them a little bit. They're going to have to adjust right before halftime as well. But also, and some of the guys are frustrated a little bit about the fouls being called. I mean, it's been kind of a pretty aggressive game, but I thought it's been a good officiating. I mean, I can't see much. I'm on the floor. Not like I'm sitting up top where I can see everything like we are back at home. But it kind of seems like, you know, the guys just need to kick it into another gear here in this one. As you can see, Lepp just trying to get something going here. Nesbitt's into the ball game along with Freeman, just trying to get a spark of some sort going here. Also, Bethel very good from behind the three-point shoot arc as Hartman trying to get an offensive rebound. Tyler almost pulled it away from him, but instead it's going to be last touched by Tyler. Tyler tells the official that, hey, I didn't touch that. But, you know, they're going to say he did, as now we have a timeout on the floor, a media timeout, so we'll take one as well. 24-13 is our score, 6.5 minutes to play. Don't go anywhere as you guys are listening to Lincoln College basketball right here on 89X.
Did you just look down at your phone? You did it again, didn't you? You know, you're flying down the road in a 3-ton hunk of steel, and a text takes your eyes off the road for an average of 5 seconds. At 55 miles per hour, that's long enough to travel the length of a football field and cause some serious damage. Turn it off. Trust me. Whatever it is, you'll live.
Learn more at StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
We're back here at the University of St. Francis in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Now, again, I have to say there's a time change. However, though, I didn't know it till about, I don't know, probably about an hour and a half ago before we were getting ready to leave, as we're supposed to leave the hotel at 5:45, and I'm like, okay. And I'm rooming with one of the managers, and we're just sitting in our room, and I'm like, hey, he's like, when do we have to go to the game? And I said 5:45, and he's like, oh, well, we got 10 minutes. And I'm like, no, we don't. We got an hour. We'll be okay. And I'm looking down because it's only 4:17 on my phone, but it's really 5:17 on his phone, and I was so lost. I know our time changed probably right past we got into Indiana. I would say probably Lebanon, Crawfordville area, I would have to say. As, again, Bethel trying to inbound underneath their own basket with a fresh 30. Hartman with it. Over to Fisher, who just checked back into the ballgame for Bethel, along with Covington as well. And Bethel's been lights out from behind the arc as Hartman picks up his dribble out to Fisher from downtown. No good. Turner pulls down the rebound here for the Lynx. Freeman now with it, as he's going to be on the left wing to Turner now at the top of the key. Turner looking to the right wing now in Latham Jr. He can pull up from anywhere. So they're trying to find Tyler, but Hartman doing a good job defensively. As Turner now with it at the top of the key with 15, drives in, left side lane, makes a man miss, tries the pump fake. He does, but can't corral the wide open 2-foot shot underneath the basket. And that's kind of how the story's been here for the Lynx. Not shooting the ball well here early in this half. As Razzler now out to Fisher at the top of the key to Covington. Covington now takes a step back, and we're going to have a foul, offensive foul going against, they're going to say, actually, I thought it was on Covington, and instead it's going to be on Fisher for an illegal screen. As Foreman, Cruz, and DeHart all check into the ball game here for Bethel. And Lepp keeping his same 5 guys out there as well. 24-13 is the score. 5:45 left to play here in the first half. Lynx with the basketball. They trail by 11. Freeman running the point here for the Lynx. Again, wearing their road black uniforms. Freeman now with it on the right wing. Gets a screen from Nesbitt to the top of the key now in Turner. He drives in left side lane. Thought about it. Backs it back out though. Freeman now with it. 12 on the shot clock to Tyler on the left wing for 3. No, too strong. Nesbitt pulls down an offensive rebound, goes back up with it. No, too strong as well off the back of the rim. Cruz pulls down the rebound. He's trying to go coast to coast, kicks it to the corner for Covington. He takes a step back 3 over Turner. No, rattles in and out as DeHart pulls it down out to Lutz. Lutz with a second chance opportunity, and he buries home the 3 from the left wing. And the Lynx are crashing the offensive glass, trying to get the offense or the rebound, but again, they're not getting the rebound, and then it's leaving the Bethel shooters wide open from the perimeter, and their second chance opportunities, they're not missing. As Turner trying to back his man down in Covington, he can't finish underneath the basket. Covington pulls down the rebound to Lutz in the same spot for 3 this time. No good as Tyler goes up big with the rebound there. He's going to bring it down the floor, 27-13, 4:45 left to play. Tyler with it now, drives in left side lane, trying to find Latham Jr. in the corner for 3. Yes, Latham Jr. hits one from downtown, and that's going to be kind of how this one's going to have to play out, as the Lynx are going to have to hit a few more of those to crawl their way back into this one. They trail by 11, 27-16, 4.5 minutes to play. Bethel with the basketball and the lead. Lutz now to Foreman at the top of the key to the left wing in Covington. Covington guarded by Turner. Now to Cruz. And look for Cruz to have a say here in the last couple possessions as there's 6 seconds on the shot clock. Out to Covington in the left corner for 3. No. Short, but offensive rebound by Foreman. Foreman now out to Cruz. Cruz from downtown. The second chance opportunity. It goes to Bethel yet again. I would love to see how many second chance points Bethel has had here in this first half alone. As Tyler with a baseball pass to Latham Jr. in the corner for 3. Yes. So the Lynx will answer with a 3 of their own as it now make it 30-19. And the Lynx are going to need just a couple more of those. And Tyler and Latham starting to heat up here in this one. As now we have another timeout taken on the floor. We'll see who that one was on. Actually, it was on Bethel. They're going to take their first timeout. We'll stay right here. 30-19 lead is the score. Here with about 3.5 minutes or so to play, I believe. They kind of switched it to a 30-second clock, so I'm pretty sure it's about 3. I think it's like 3:20 something. But either way, 3 minutes to play. The Lynx, those last couple possessions are getting better. But again, you're seeing them really rely on that outside shot, which, yes, the Lynx love to live and die by the 3. And don't get me wrong, we have a lot of spot-up shooters and we have a lot of great shooters. However, though, we got to get something going offensively here. We got to feed Julian Powell, who just checked back into the ballgame. We haven't seen many minutes out of him as well. And the Lynx kind of going kind of small here a little bit as they have Tyler, L.J. Johnson, DeAndre Freeman, Darnell Latham Jr., and Julian Powell running the 5. We'll see if they can't feed the big man down low a little bit here in this one and kind of get things going here for the double-double machine and Julian Powell out of Texas. So Bethel coming out of the timeout. They'll have the basketball with exactly 3.5 minutes to play. They lead it 30-19 as Cruz to Lutz down low to Forum, and Forum with the left-hand layup is too easy, as right now this Bethel team really kind of picking apart this Lynx defense. Johnson now with it on the left wing to the top of the key, and Latham Jr. out to Tyler. Tyler catch and shoot from behind the arc. No. Went right after his miss, but he couldn't corral it as Lutz pulls down the rebound. Out to DeHart. DeHart guarded by Freeman to Covington now. Down low to Foreman. Foreman had it poked away by Tyler, but they're going to call a foul on the baseline as Foreman could not corral it. But again, Tyler, though, however, trying to do everything he can for this Lynx team here in this one as he does pick up his second foul. Again, only the team's third here in the first 17 minutes. Bethel only has 3 fouls committed as well, so the half gone really quickly here as they throw it into Foreman. To Cruz. To Lutz in the corner to Foreman. Now back to Lutz, I believe, to Covington from the left wing. No, Foreman pulls down an offensive rebound. They're going to say it was last touched by Freeman as him and Powell were trying to corral it. I believe that was the right call as well, so a fresh 30, and once again, Bethel will inbound underneath their own basket. Hartman checks back into the ballgame here as he'll get Covington. Again, right now, Latham Jr. leading the way with 8 here for the Lynx, but that's about it. Everybody else on the floor has not scored yet for Lincoln as they just throw it into the backcourt. Almost threw it out of bounds, but Lutz will chase it down and find Hartman as he'll run the point. Over to Cruz. Cruz this time guarded by L.J. Johnson to form at the top of the key, swinging it left. Now for Hartman. Hartman working on Crumble, drives in right side lane, kicks it out to DeHart. To Lutz, down low to Foreman. Foreman thought about turning baseline, instead kicks it back out to Cruz. Cruz guarded by L.J. Johnson with 7 seconds on the shot clock, and they're going to have a traveling violation as that kind of worked out well for the Lynx. He kind of burned right by L.J. Johnson and made the layup as the Lynx caught a huge break right there. Genko will check back in for Lutz here for Bethel. 32-19, 2:25 left to play. Lynx inbounding right next to Coach Lev. And Montez Crumble also checked back into the ball game here for the Lincoln as he came in to get Trayvon Tyler. Johnson now with it on the left wing, trying to drive in, kicks it out to Freeman. Freeman no-look pass to the corner for Crumble. Crumble thought about a three instead, trying to drive in now on Genko. 13 seconds on the shot clock. He drives baseline, loses it out of bounds, and it will be a turnover by the Lynx. And once again, give the ball right back to Bethel. Here in this one, again, Bethel, a very hot team coming in, had 3 wins this week alone as Cruz was back-to-back Crossroads Player of the Week, as now L.J. Johnson draws a foul on Hartman. Actually, it'll go against L.J. Johnson. That'll be his first, only the team's fourth, so nobody in the bonus, not even close to the bonus. Only 7 fouls committed total in the half. So Bethel set to inbound underneath their own, or right next to Coach Lepp. Cruz will throw it into Hartman. Hartman, and then we'll just let him hand it right back off to Cruz. To Genko now on the right wing. He gets a screen from Forum, back to the top of the key for Hartman. Hartman looking down low and finds Foreman. Foreman back out to Hartman, didn't like what he saw. Genko now with 7 seconds to Hartman on the left wing. He drives baseline, kicks it back out to Genko. He drives now right at Julian Powell. He can't corral it. That one didn't hit the rim, and it's going to be a shot clock violation here as Genko and Bethel wanted a foul, didn't get one, but I believe it was the right call. They called a shot clock violation right there. So that'll give the ball right back to Lincoln here as they trail 32-19 with 1:34 to go in this first half. In the full court pressure here by Bethel now. This Lynx got to get it across half court. Have 22 on the shot clock. Now Latham catches shoot from behind the arc. No good. And we're going to have an over and back call, I believe, on either Montez Crumble or L.J. Johnson. And it's going to go on L.J. Johnson. So he's going to pick up 2 quick fouls right here. One on the defensive side of things, one on the offensive side of things. And he's kind of letting the official know it here a little bit, at least asking what he did. But instead, Johnson's going to pick up his second, team's 5th, as Lutz checks back in for DeHart. Along with Tyrone Wright, he'll come in and get L.J. Johnson here in this one. 32-19 is our score, as Bethel will have the basketball here. They do have the lead as well. And still, Latham is the only man that has scored out on the floor here for the Lynx so far in this one, as it's Freeman, Powell, Crumble, and Wright still with goose eggs on the scoreboard. Freeman guarding Hartman very closely here as he has to give it up to Foreman. Foreman now to Genko at the top of the key. He drives in, puts one up off the glass, and gets it to go. Powell just a hair late before that one could have been blocked. 34-19 as we're under a minute to play now. Lincoln still trying to get it across half court. They got 5 seconds to do so as Crumble and Freeman very close to another over and back, or a backcourt violation, I should say. Freeman now with it at the top of the key to Tyrone Wright. Wright looking for a screen and now finds Freeman on the left wing. He takes a step back 3 and banks it home. So the bank shot is open here in this one as it's 34-22. And Freeman gets on the board. And the Lynx going to need a lot of threes here in this one. Shot clock turned off. Cruz and Bethel going to hold it here for the final shot. They lead by 12. Down to 6. Kicks it out to Hartman. He drives in. Back to Cruz. Cruz in the left corner for 3 as time expires. Yes! As Cruz hits the 3 at the buzzer to send us to halftime with the score of 37-22 Bethel here in this one. As, again, it's been all Bethel here in the first half. 37-22 is the score as we head to halftime. I'm sure we'll have the stats here in just a few moments, but right now Latham leading the way with 8, and that's kind of been the storybook. Trayvon Tyler has about 6 or so. He's right at the 6 to 8 mark, but I mean the Lynx only at 22 points in a half. That's the lowest that they've been at all season long And credit Bethel for playing some great defense here in that one. Also, they shot the lights out from behind the arc in that first half. So, again, the Lynx going to have to do a better job in that second half of kind of containing not just Cruz, but Hartman and a lot of these three-point shooters here for Bethel. We'll see what Coach Lepp and Coach McGee draw up here at halftime as your Lynx trail 37-22. As we're going to take a quick break, we'll be right back right after this. We'll be back in about 10 minutes or so, roughly, here to get the second half started for you. We'll have more stats and analysis when we come back. Don't go anywhere, as it's 37-22, Bethel over Lincoln College at halftime. As we're going to go to break, you're listening to Lincoln College basketball right here on 89X.
All right, listen up, maggots, because I got something to say that you need to hear. It's for every man 18 through 25. You want to live in my United States? Then you've got to register with Selective Service. Fact is, you must register before you can qualify for student loans, most federal jobs, or job training. So go online at sss.gov or go to any post office. Wait a minute, you did it already? Outstanding! You've earned my respect. Hoorah!
This is the 89X halftime show. My name is Daniel Sala. I'm here with the director of LCTV here on campus, Mr. Bud Broyles. How you doing, Bud?
I'm doing great, thank you.
That's good. So this is your first semester on campus, right?
Yes, it is. Uh-huh.
And what brought you here?
Well, it was an interesting event. I have Parkinson's disease, and through Parkinson's, I was pretty much in trouble. I couldn't feed myself. I was using a walker. I couldn't remember anything. I was tripping and falling everywhere. I was shaking so bad I couldn't move. And then my Parkinson's doctor actually changed my meds and my frequency of meds, and within 2 weeks, I started doing better. Then I got a call from John Malone here at the college asking if I'd be interested in coming out of retirement and just helping with the TV side. And I've been doing this for, 35, 40 years, and I said, absolutely, I'd love to. And it's worked out well. I've enjoyed everything. I try to take what I can remember in my experiences and try to give it to the students here.
Right, and what kind of experiences, what kind of work have you done?
Actually, when I was young, in high school, I took an EMT class at Illinois Central College. I got my EMT. I went to work for the city ambulance company, and my father was too. So between the two of us, we ran calls for a couple years, and for the city of Peoria, and then we turned around and started our own ambulance company. And after about 10 years of that, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, burnout sets in. And I went into television news, just shooting accidents, fires, things like that. And one day, a news anchor, Peter Jennings, came to town, and Peter has passed away now from cancer, and he asked me if I'd like to do some network, and I said absolutely. And so I quit the TV station and went on, and then it seemed like every producer or director from that point on gave your name to somebody else. Yeah. And that's where I wound up doing things like I shoot cops on Fox Network.
But that was a blast.
Oh, yeah, we shot a couple weeks ago in Chicago.
How was that?
Oh, my God. It was interesting because I think we had 14 fatalities and shootings on
just
Friday, just Friday and Saturday.
Friday, man.
And that was at nighttime, not during the day.
Wow.
And, I've shot for NASCAR. I've shot for most of everybody but Trump. I've shot presidential interviews.
Wow. I
was on the stage with Reba McEntire and Garth Brooks. Whatever they did, I shot tight hand shots of players and things like that.
I'm sitting here with Bud Broyles on the 89X halftime report. And Bud, so that's awesome that you are still going out doing some freelance work.
Yeah, I am backing off of that because the college time is really adding up here, and
Right.
I need time to just sit down and relax between big shoots.
So are you enjoying your time here?
Oh, absolutely.
I know we love having you here for sure.
We've got the best students there is in this class, and I am so proud of them, and I'll help them any way I can.
You're doing a really good job, because I'm in the TV program too, and I just enjoy learning from you as much as I can every day I'm around you. It's a real blast. So.
Yeah, I try to bring what I have learned in the last 35, 40 years to the table and show you guys, because when you graduate out of this class, you're going to go out in the real world with real cameras, real tripods. I want you to be ready for that. You can walk in any TV station or documentary house and say, I did this, this, and this, and have a good resume. I don't want you to walk in and say, what do I need to get taught?
All right. Well, you're doing an amazing job, and I'd rather not have any other teacher. You're doing an amazing job, and we appreciate everything you do here.
Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you for joining me. And my name is Daniel Sala, and you're listening to the 89X Halftime Show.
When our son and his wife had children, we thought he would settle down. We didn't know his drinking problems were just getting started. I don't know why he would choose alcohol over his beautiful family. In retirement, I thought my husband and I would enjoy going places and doing things together. Our son's drinking seriously interfered with our plans. All of a sudden, we worried about our grandchildren, and we didn't know what to do or where to go for help. Our son's attorney suggested we try Al-Anon family groups. I didn't want to go because Al-Anon met at a church, but I found out Al-Anon isn't part of any religion. Al-Anon is a spiritual program, not a religious organization. Sometimes they use meeting rooms in hospitals, churches, or schools. I'm glad we tried Al-Anon family groups right here in our community. Is someone's drinking troubling you? You might be surprised at what you can learn in an Al-Anon family group from people just like you. Call 1-888-4-AL-ANON or go to alanon.org.
I'm Paul George of the Indiana Pacers. When I was 6, I had one thing on my mind. When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball every chance I could. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke. So I want you to learn the signs of a stroke fast. F-A-S-T. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. Because the sooner they get to the hospital, the sooner they'll get treatment. And that can make a remarkable difference in their recovery. I'm Paul George. Protect the ones you love. Spot a stroke F-A-S-T. Fast. Life is why. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
Did you just look down at your phone? You did it again, didn't you? You know, you're flying down the road in a 3-ton hunk of steel, and a text takes your eyes off the road for an average of 5 seconds. At 55 miles per hour, that's long enough to travel the length of a football field and cause some serious damage. Turn it off. Trust me. Whatever it is, you'll live.
Learn more at stoptextsstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Hey, America. We need to have a little talk. We've got a lot of food in this country. We've got so much food that we can't eat it all. So how are 17 million kids in America struggling with hunger? That's why the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks gathers surplus food and gets it to hungry kids who need it. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
So I'm a cat, and I just moved in with this new human, and she's got this little toy she's always playing with, all day long. Tap, 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 bloop, bloop. She can't put it down. There it is. Oh, and get this. She even talks to it. Last week, she asked it for Chinese, and guess what? Egg rolls showed up. Like magic. Humans have cool toys.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio. Take 1.
Behold the angry giant.
Try it again, Alberto. Behold the angry giant.
Perfect. Good luck tonight.
Behold the angry giant.
Yay! Read me another one, Dad.
This is WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Visit fatherhood.gov, brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
What are all the things you witness online in a day? Cats playing piano, selfies on your feed, your friend's picture being turned into a nasty meme that's been shared 50 times, 51, 52. When someone's being bullied online, it's hard to know what to do. Now you can speak up with the witness emoji. It looks like an eye in a speech bubble, and it's in the symbol section near the clocks in your phone. You'll let the world know it isn't cool, and you'll let your friend know you care. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Every hiring manager knows that a company is only as good as the people it's made from. So where do you find the best people? That may surprise you.
Meet the grads of life. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or even mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
This is talent worth knowing about.
Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
You make sure his toys don't have any sharp edges. You taught her what to do when the smoke alarm goes off. You do so much to keep your child safe. But are you using the right car seat for your child? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Protect your child's future at every stage of life. For information on the right seat for your child, visit safercar.gov/the right seat.
A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
I rescued Toast from a shelter in 2011. I love Toast because she's a lazy diva. Toast does whatever she wants, obviously. She's sleeping right now. She's so loving. She's so comforting. When I walked into the shelter, I knew right then that she was special.
Toast, Instagram star, and shelter pet. Amazing adoption stories start in shelters. Start yours today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
I'm Paul George of the Indiana Pacers. When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke. So I want you to learn to spot a stroke fast. F-A-S-T. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. I'm Paul George. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
We're back here at the University of St. Francis as it's 37-22 lead for Bethel. They're the home team on the scoreboard, the 23rd ranked team in the country. Had Lincoln pretty much held them to the 22 points in the entire first half. So with that being said, I have some good news and I have some bad news coming out of the stat sheet. We'll start with the good news. The good news is the Lynx are shooting 50% from behind the arc. They're 6 for 12 from behind the arc. And you're going, well, how are they only have 22 points on the scoreboard? Well, here's why. The bad news is, out of that 6 for 12, out of our entire shots, our total amount of shots, we were 8 for 26. So with that being said, we only made 2 more baskets that didn't come off of threes because we were 0 for 2 from the foul line as well. So with that being said, I'm just going to stick with the positives here in this one. The Lynx shot really well from behind the arc. Again, Trayvon Tyler was in the mix there as well. He went 3 for 6. And then Darnell Latham Jr. went 2 for 4 from behind the arc. And then DeAndre Freeman went 1 for 1. So the guard play, at least from behind the arc on that standpoint, they're doing their part. However, though, overall as a team, we're going to have to shoot a lot better than 30%. And again, Bethel will have the basketball coming out of the half as Bethel now with a backcourt violation, kind of some miscue there by Covington and Cruz as they already threw it into the backcourt, or into the front court with Covington, and then Covington thought they were still on the same side as the first half, and he throws it in to Cruz, who was standing in the backcourt. So a turnover here by Bethel, and the Lynx will get the first possession as now Tyler drives in right side lane, gets it out to Crumble, now at the top of the key, over to Latham Jr. now in the corner. He tries to drive baseline and is going to draw a blocking foul going against Lutz for Bethel. And that's his second, team's first here in the half. And leading the way, though, for the Lynx, and was Trayvon Tyler with 9 as they feed Turner down low off the inbounds. The turnaround right hook is in, something Turner could not get to go in the first half. He gets things started here. And just needless to say, I mean, Trayvon Tyler 3 for 7 from total range. Again, Turner 1 for 5 in total opportunities with field goals made as Foreman feeds Covington driving baseline down low to Razzler, and he lays it up and in on the assist by Cruz. So the full court press now here by Bethel as they trap Tyler on the baseline to Turner. Now back to Crumble, who's going to break the press. Out to Freeman. Freeman with the outlet trying to alley-oop to Powell, but it hits off the backboard, and actually they're going to say it was tipped by Foreman. So out of bounds, stays with the Lynx. 39-24 after the first minute has been played. Latham trying to inbound it here. They find Turner. Turner thought about a 3 from the left corner. Instead finds Powell. Powell with a mid-range jumper, and he knocks one down. So Powell finally on the board here with his first 2 points in the ball game. Also somebody who's been held scoreless as well in the first half, Montez Crumble, who's also been able to score the basketball a time or two. As Lutz, trying to save it from going out of bounds, ends up throwing it into the hands of Crumble. Crumble with a fast break opportunity, and he cannot corral it. Turner with an offensive rebound, saves it into the hands of Crumble. Crumble now back out to Powell. Powell to Latham Jr. with the 3 from downtown, and he buries one home. As Latham Jr. from behind the arc gets it going, and now it's all back to a 10-point deficit. 39-29, 18 and a half minutes to play here as Lincoln, again, not shooting the ball too particularly well, but the one way they're going to get back in this ball game right here is from behind the three-point line, as, again, Latham just knocked down yet another one. And Latham does have now 11 in this ball game. That's going to lead the way. But, again, for Bethel, though, going into halftime, though, it was Paul Foreman who actually led the way. He had 12 for Bethel in that first half. Again, the guy that really we were all watching was Travion Cruz. He only went 2 for 5 in that half with a total of 6 points and only 3 rebounds. As, again, the Lynx could not capitalize. Right there, here comes Bethel back now down the other way. Cruz with it. Across the court pass to Razzler. He'll catch and shoot from behind the arc. No good off the front of the rim. But Lutz, though, with an offensive rebound back out to Covington with 2 seconds on the shot clock. It did not reset, though, however, as Covington with it takes a 3 from the top of the key. No. And Crumble pulls down the rebound. So they say play on. Nobody saw that the shot clock kind of had a little miscue there, but they continue. Lynx down by 10. Crumble drives in left side lane. Count the basket and the foul as Montez Crumble's going to go to the line for an and one opportunity. So just like that, Montez Crumble now no longer scoreless with a big goose egg. And that's really what Montez Crumble's capable of doing right there, as Hartman will check in for Covington. For Bethel, Crumble now at the line for an and one opportunity as that foul does go on number 13, Gavin Razzler. His first, team's second here in the half, and Crumble does knock down the free throw. So the Lynx now back to within 7, 39-32, as here come the Lynx on the move. 17:40 left to play in this second half as Razzler drives in. Crumble steps in, takes the charge, and it will be a charge. So that'll give the ball back to the Lynx here on another turnover by Bethel, and at first I thought the turnover differential would have been very different in that first half, with Lincoln kind of not really taking care of the basketball too particularly well, as DeHart checks back in as well. But again, both teams had 8 turnovers in that first half, so Lincoln really just not shooting the ball well in that first half. It was a good start here in this second half as Turner out to Crumble. Crumble from the left wing, downtown yet again, no. Rebounded by Hartman for Bethel. He picks up his dribble, not across half court yet. Finds DeHart. DeHart guarded by Turner. Looking for Cruz, he does. Pulls up from the left wing, no good. Can't get it to go. Turner pulls down the board. And here come back the Lynx back the other way. 17 minutes left to play, 39-32. Tyler now with it on the right wing. Thought about driving baseline, goes back, now drives baseline, puts it up off the glass and gets it to go. Kind of flexes his muscles a little bit towards the Lynx bench, trying to get him fired up. The birthday boy's got 11. Here in this one, he wants a win on his 21st birthday. And he's going to be the man to kind of lead us back into it. 39-34 now. Lynx trail by 5. Hartman now drives in right side lane, puts one up off the glass, can't get it to go. Almost an and one opportunity. Powell is going to be there. Thought it was almost a clean block. Instead, Powell's going to get credit with the foul. So that's going to be his first, team's first as well here in the half. Hartman, though, going to the line for 2 shots. However, though, and this is Bethel's first free throw attempt here in the ball game, ironically enough, as he misses his first. Again, they didn't shoot any in the first half. Hartman did miss the first, keeps it a 5-point game. Second free throw, no good as well. So 0 of 2 from the line goes Bethel, and make it now still a 5-point lead as here come the Lynx trying to get it within either 2 or 3. Turner now with it, driving in left side lane, has it poked away by Hartman, and it's going to be picked off as here comes Bethel back down the other way. The Pilots, as he kicks it to Cruz. Cruz in the corner for 3, no short. Crumble pulls down the rebound, outlet now to Tyler. Tyler on the fast break, thought about kind of throwing it to Latham in the corner. Instead, he somehow does, but instead he steps on the baseline. Latham does hit the 3 from the corner. It's not going to count. As they say, Tyler stepped out on the baseline. Tyler wanted a foul, saying he was pushed, but instead not going to get the call. So Trayvon Tyler and this Lynx team going to step up here in the second half. We've always been a more dominant second half team as Hartman now drives in, but it's stolen away by Latham Jr. Outlet now to Crumble. Crumble to Latham Jr. A reverse layup, no good, but foul, yes. As Latham Jr. was this close to finishing another and one opportunity, but he'll go to the line for 2 shots. As we will have the foul going on for him here. I believe his third, team's 4th in this one. A media timeout taken, so we're going to take one as well. Just under 16 minutes to play. Lynx trail by 5. Here they come, 39-34. Don't go anywhere as you guys are listening to Lincoln College basketball right here on 89X.
Did you just look down at your phone? You did it again, didn't you? You know, you're flying down the road in a 3-ton hunk of steel, and a text takes your eyes off the road for an average of 5 seconds. At 55 miles per hour, that's long enough to travel the length of a football field and cause some serious damage. Turn it off. Trust me. Whatever it is, you'll live.
Learn more at stoptextsstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
We're back here at the University of St. Francis, where your Lynx trailed 37-22 at halftime. But since then, they've been on a huge run. And as they now got it to within 5, 39-34. Here in the first 4 minutes of the second half. As again, we had a media timeout in this. As again, I think they're live streaming it here. Just in case you are wondering, I believe it would be on the University of St. Francis website. Go down to the game, and I'm sure the live stream is there. 39-34, 15:53 left to play. Latham at the line for 2 opportunities. As they switch the foul, the foul's going to go on Lutz, so he's going to pick up his 3rd instead of Foreman. Either way, it's still the team's 4th, as Latham did make the first one right there. As the second one in as well. So make them 2 for 2 from the line. As Lynx perfect at the line so far in the half. 3 for 3, 39-36. We got a 3-point lead game here as Bethel in the lead. Lutz takes a 3, no good. It might have been blocked, though, by Turner. To Tyler, outlet now to Latham. Latham puts it up off the glass. He can't get it to go. Turner was almost there for an offensive putback, but he can't corral it. It goes out of bounds, and it'll be Bethel basketball. As, again, that was probably the opportunity the Lynx needed right there to capitalize and get their momentum back in this ball game. As Cruz now with it to DeHart on the right wing, but they're going to say a kickball violation by Latham Jr. Again, he played it off very well. And it was almost a turnover going back the other way, though. Lynx trail by 3, 39-36. As Bethel set the inbound underneath their own basket. They find Forum, and they're going to have a foul going against Cruz for an illegal screen, says the official. So again, they had Forum wide open underneath the bottom of their basket, but that illegal screen is going to erase all that, as now Lynx will have the basketball inbounding. They throw it into Tyler, and now Cruz yet again. 2 quick fouls here in the last 10 seconds as he picks up numbers 1 and 2. Again, team 6th. There on that one. That one's about 85 feet away from the basket. Again, their head coach, Ryan Lightfoot, not pleased with that. But again, he's looking for 1 win in these next 2 games to be the fastest coach ever in Crossroad League's history to 30 wins. And kind of a pretty special milestone right there. Still got a long way to go to hit that 100 or 500 wins in a career, but 30 is always a good start. As they feed Powell down low with 7 seconds, kicks it back out to Crumble. Now down to 5, drives in, left side lane, turnaround jumper. Yes, gets it to go. Montez Crumble starting to heat up here in the second half. As Crumble now with 5. All in the second half alone as Hartman feeds Forum down low, and now they're going to call a foul underneath going against Julian Powell. And Powell picks up his second, only the team's second as well here in the half. Both on Julian Powell. They're going to keep him in the ball game here. Now we're going to have an official's timeout for Powell to tuck in his jersey. But 39-38 is our score. Lynx trail by 1 with 14:42 left to play. And Bethel set the inbound underneath their own basket as they throw it in to DeHart. DeHart to Hartman. Forum now with it at the top of the key to Cruz. He gets a screen, kicks it out to, I believe that's DeHart. Takes a 3, bounces off the rim, and drops for him. So make it now 42-38 in favor of Bethel as LJ Johnson goes to the scores table. See who he comes in for at the next whistle. Tyler now with it on the left wing. So it's got top of the key and Powell. Powell looking to hand it off to Latham. Instead, now he can't. Feeds Turner down low, but it's going to be poked away by DeHart. Outlet now to Cruz. Cruz with Hartman. He drives in to left side lane, and he'll put it up off the glass over Powell. 44-38, just like that. Bethel now kind of getting into groove. Lynx need to do something here to stop this run. Lep calls the play right here. We'll see who can capitalize. Crumble now with it. And now he's going to draw a foul going against Hartman. And that will be the 7th team foul. So that'll send Crumble now to the line, one of our better free throw shooters here for the Lynx, as LJ Johnson checks in for JJ Turner. As also Fisher for Bethel comes in. He'll get Foreman in this one. And that was Hartman's first, team 7th, as it's going to be a 1-on-1 opportunity here for the Lynx. This is one way to get back into the ball game, as the first free throw is good, as it's 44-39. And the Lynx only have 2 team fouls committed against them here. So again, the Lynx, every foul committed by Bethel, they'll be shooting free throws the rest of the way, as it's back to a 4-point game, as Crumble does hit a pair. 13:40 left to play in this one. We got a good one here, as Bethel, the number 23rd team in the country, up by 4, as Hartman now with it, trying to drive baseline. Bounce pass down low to Cruz, who's going to be denied, though, by Powell, and they're going to call a foul. See who that one's going to go on. They're going to say it was on Julian Powell, as Powell looked to get all ball right there. And it was kind of like Cruz made him miss with the pump fake. Got Powell to leave his feet, but somehow, some way, Powell still got the block. But a late whistle bails out Cruz. And it's actually going to work out in the Lynx' favor, as Cruz cannot hit the first free throw right there. Powell's going to have to check out, as he's picked up 3 fouls here just in the second half alone, as J.J. Turner will check back in. And the team's 3rd foul, and all have been on Julian Powell here in the second half. 45-40 as Cruz does hit the second one, so 1 of 2 from the line, as that full court press now by Bethel. Tyler now with it to Crumble. Crumble now kind of forced, the ball's poked loose, and they're going to call a foul going against Bethel, and everybody's not happy here except for Coach Lev, who's clapping his hands. I wouldn't, and probably Crumble. But Crumble, once again, going to go to the line for a 1-and-1 opportunity. And the foul was going on Covington, his first, team's 8th. As they were trying to double team Crumble, kind of looked to be out of control a little bit. But, however, they bail him out with the foul as Crumble, again, solid from the line, hits his first. Again, Latham Jr., Turner, Johnson, and Tyler out on the floor along with Montez Crumble, who hits a pair yet again from the free throw line. As Montez Crumble has 9 here in the second half alone, kind of helping this team come back into this one, waiting for Tyler or somebody else to get going as Hartman now drives in baseline. It's going to be poked out of bounds by Montez Crumble. Hartman, though, as Bethel will keep possession. Hartman and Crumble kind of getting it, not really into it, but you can see their aggressiveness going, the competitiveness, I should say, going back and forth. Hartman now drives in, takes a mid-range jumper, and he gets that one to go over Crumble. Just like that, this Bethel team is a very dangerous shooting team as Johnson now drives in, has to basically split 3 defenders. Johnson now guarded by Covington, takes a mid-range step-back jumper, and he buries it over Covington. So just like that, the Lynx answer right back, and it's a 3-point game. 47-43, 12:40 left to go in this one. As Covington from downtown, no. Tyler tips it back out to Turner, but DeHart comes up with it. Cruz now takes one step in, makes a man miss from the corner, is Crumble, and then buries home the jumper right there from the baseline. 49-44 now, as here comes Lincoln back the other way. Latham Jr. now trying to bounce past one down low to Tyler. Instead, gets to the top of the key and Crumble. Crumble splits the double team, takes one step in, takes a jumper, and he's really feeling it tonight as Crumble's got another. Crumble now with 11, all here in the second half alone, as Crumble gonna be the dominant factor here down the stretch. Fisher now with it, guarded by Turner. Hands it to Covington. Covington to DeHart. DeHart guarded by Latham Jr. He's trying to drive in. Kicks it down to the corner for Cruz in the right side. He's looking for a screen by Fisher. He gets one, though. Now it's going to take a mid-range jumper over Cruz, and they're going to have a foul going the other way, and over and back called against Bethel. And they're going to say it was on Fisher. So Fisher, he's going to pick up his second, team's 9th here with 11:45 left to play. So this is really where the Lynx are going to really kind of capitalize here on Bethel if there's one thing that they're doing right, as they got to have to hit their free throws down the stretch here. 11:43 left to play. We trail by 3, and we've already had Bethel in the bonus for quite some time. And the Lynx, though, however, only have 3 team fouls here in this one. As, again, Roy Nesbitt trying to check in, but instead he's going to get the shooter. Had everybody confused, as Latham, probably our best free throw shooter here for the Lynx, as he's the one that hits, or at least attempts all the technical free throws. Usually it's Tyler, but this year it's been Latham Jr. as he knocks down a pair as well. So again, this is a Lynx team that we've seen struggle from the free throw line early this season, but so far here today, again, we were 0 for 2 in the first half, but since then have not missed from the line. Perfect here in the second half, and then we trail by 1 thanks to those 2 free throws. 49-48 with 11.5 minutes to play as Cruz trying to bounce past one down low to Foreman. It was tipped out of bounds by either Nesbitt or Turner underneath the basket. So it will be Bethel basketball underneath their own basket with 14 on the shot clock. Again, 49-48 as he goes straight to Foreman and going to draw a foul on Nesbitt, who really wasn't ready, quite set underneath the basket there. So Foreman is going to go to the line for 2 shots. And this is somewhere where Bethel has not been great at here today. And like I said, didn't shoot any in the first half. I've only made 1 here in the second. As the first opportunity is good there for Foreman. So the first one drops for him. does have one more coming. And the foul was on Nesbitt. He picks up his first. Team's fourth here in this one. As Foreman's second one, pretty good shooting stroke there. He knocks down a pair right there. 51-48 now with 11:25 left to play. And for him, he's got 14 so far here tonight. As Tyler now at the top of the key to Turner. Turner trying to feed Nesbitt, but they're going to call a traveling violation there on J.J. Turner. Just too quick there, I should say, on that one. And the Lynx trail by 3 there. They've got it to within 1, but really haven't been able to get over the hump here in this one. As they double team now Cruz, trying to make somebody else bring it down the floor, and they're going to find Hartman. So Crumble, Turner, Tyler, Johnson, and Nesbitt on the floor here for the Lynx. Bringing on this comeback here against the number 23rd team in the country. Hartman now trying to feed Foreman down low, but they're going to have a foul on the Lynx away from the basketball. And it's going to be on Roy Nesbitt. So his second, team's 5th. As here comes Latham Jr. into the ball game. He's going to come get Roy Nesbitt. And some good minutes there by Roy, who we've not seen much of this season, but again, playing a lot of good defense there lately. They throw it in their Cruz underneath their own basket with 18 on the shot clock. We're under 11 minutes to play. Cruz to Fisher to Hartman on the right wing. I believe that's now Lutz, who just checked back in as well. To Hartman now at the top of the key, over to Cruz. Cruz thought about driving baseline. He does. Kicks it back out to Hartman at the top of the key. Thought about a 3. Now there's 3 seconds. Going to have to just throw up a prayer. He takes a step to his right. He cannot hit, and they're going to call a shot clock violation as Hartman's 3 off the back of the backboard and to the side did not hit the rim. So they are going to say shot clock violation as the Lynx will get the ball back here down by 3. 51-48, 10.5 minutes left to play. And each team, Lincoln does have 5 timeouts. Bethel only has 4. Now we're going to have a foul going against Forum, as it's going to be a blocking foul. That's the team's 10th here already in the 10.5 minutes, so averaging 1 foul per minute as they're going to go to the line for 2. That is Trayvon Tyler. As Tyler does hit his first here in this one. And Foreman picked up his second here in this one. As the second one rattles out for him, as now we're going to have a foul going the other way. This time it's on J.J. Turner, who was knocked to the floor as Foreman got in there. And now Tyler and Lepp kind of having exchanging smiles there. Tyler tried to say it was a good form on that free throw, just couldn't get it to fall. I agree. As Foreman now with it, and now he's going to have a foul picked up, and I'm sure that's because of Ryan Lightfoot making his presence felt by the officials, kind of getting in their ear, saying that they've gotten 7 free calls. That one was right in front of me. Tyler did catch a lot of the ball there, but that's going to send Forum to the line now with a 1-on-1 opportunity, as that's going to be Tyler's 3rd. And I do have to give these officials some credit. They are explaining everything to the players on what they call it and why they call it. As the first one by Forum is in, so it keeps it a 3-point lead as Razzler will check in for Fisher here in this one. Covington at the scores table as well. He's going to stay there, though. I'm sure he's going to come in to get Forum. And Foreman, I should say, does have a great shooting stroke, as that one off the rim and in. So here comes Covington back into the ball game. Both lineups kind of going a little small here. Very guard heavy for both squads, as Latham, Tyler, Crumble, Johnson, and Turner on the floor here for the Lynx. Covington, Hartman, Razzler, Cruz, and Lutz on the floor for Bethel. The Pilots here in this one. As now here comes the double team by Tyler, just kind of baiting them. Kicks it out to Crumble in the corner for 3, and they're going to have an offensive foul, this time going against Trayvon Tyler as he drives in. I think it was Hartman who drew the charge. Either way, that's going to put 4 on Trayvon Tyler now, the birthday boy. And he's going to have to come out in this one as we still have 9.5, just over 10 minutes to play here in this one. As they will bring DeAndre Freeman back into the ball game here. 53-49, 9:45 left to play. Bethel with the basketball and the lead. As they hand it off to Cruz on the right wing. Bounce passes one to Hartman. Hartman guarded by Freeman. He's trying to drive into the lane. Kicks it back out for Cruz. No look pass to Covington. Covington from downtown and buries home a 3 right there. So the Lynx trying to come back rather quickly here in this one. 56-49 now. Lynx with the basketball. Crumble comes up. Has it poked away by Hartman. A 2-on-1 fast break, but Freeman goes coast to coast as Hartman will just lay it up and in. Crumble try and take care of the basketball. They could not. 58-49 now. As the Lynx trying to work quickly here. Hartman really kind of getting to the head of Montez Crumble here as of late. And Crumble's been the man here in the second half, as now L.J. Johnson now with it. As we have a foul this time going against Bethel. We'll see who that one's on. They're going to say it was on Covington. So that's his second and team's 10th. So that's going to send J.J. Turner to the line. And again, the Lynx, I should say the Lynx are in the double bonus. So every foul from here on out committed by Bethel, they're going to shoot free throws. As the first one is no good. 58-49 now, as we're just a couple ticks shy of 9 minutes. As second one by Turner, that one's in, so 1 of 2 from the line. As now Coach Lepper is going to take a timeout right here, and so will we. 58-50, the Lynx trail by 8. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a minute as you guys are listening to Lincoln College basketball right here on 89X.
So I'm a cat, and I just moved in with this new human, and she's got this little toy she's always playing with all day long. Tap, 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 bloop, bloop. She can't put it down. There it is. Oh, and get this. She even talks to it. Last week, she asked it for Chinese, and guess what? Egg rolls showed up. Like magic. Humans have cool toys.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
We're back here at the University of St. Francis as we got a good one. 58-50, Bethel over Lincoln College here. And again, Bethel, the number 23rd team in the country, as we are in the Northern Lakes Insurance Classic right here at the University of St. Francis. Again, though, I know this one's a good one. Both teams will play tomorrow as well. Your Lynx, they'll play, though, at 3. However, in this one, and we will get the home team as well. We'll get the University of the St. Francis, the Cougars, here, playing them on their home floor again. Now, if we think this one's a tough game, I think tomorrow's game is going to be that much tougher as well. St. Francis nationally ranked as well. They're ranked 16th in the country. Would love to see Bethel and St. Francis kind of play each other here. Also, Lincoln and St. Francis, which we'll get that tomorrow, as now Freeman draws an offensive foul. Hartman kind of pushed Freeman out of the way, and that's a no-no in the eyes of the official, as Hartman picks up his second. Again, team's 12th probably here in the half. Still 8:45 left to play. Lincoln will get the ball back here, down by 8. Johnson now going to take a mid-range jumper, trying to bank it off the backboard. He could not. Outlet now to Covington. Covington coast to coast, and he'll lay it up and in. A nice soft touch there from Covington, and it's back to a 10-point lead here for Bethel. Johnson now with it at the top of the key, loses control of it. Covington now right on him. Now trying to bounce past one through the double team, but he could not as that ball's loose on the floor. Hartman comes up with it. A 3-on-1 fast break down low to Cruz, and Cruz is going to draw a foul on Crumble. And Crumble now, he's going to pick up his first in the ball game, as that's going to send Cruz now to the line for 2 opportunities. And now all of a sudden, with the fouls, they're kind of helping out Bethel here in a way, as now Lincoln has 9 team fouls. Cruz, though, however, does make his first, as here comes Trayvon Tyler back into the ball game with 4 fouls. So a very interesting move here for Coach Lepp, as the birthday boy is going to have to be very careful here in the next 8 minutes and 15 seconds. As second one in as well, it's back to a 12-point lead for Bethel. Again, they led early by 15 at one point in the first half. They now have back up to 12. Johnson now with it with 20 seconds, trying to drive baseline. Thought about a mid-range jumper, kicks it back out to Crumble. Crumble now at the top of the key, drives in right side lane, fakes his man out. Now kicks it back out to Johnson. Johnson with the 3 from the top of the key. No off the front of the rim. Offensive rebound, though, by Tyler. Put back, yes. Left wanted a foul, didn't get one, as Tyler puts it in through contact. So 10-point lead now as Hartman drives coast to coast. He can't get it to go. Off the front of the rim and out. Johnson now trying to push the pace. No look pass to Latham. Latham thought about catching and shooting. He does this time, and he buries home another one. So Latham Jr. now with a little hesitation still buried home a 3 in front of Lutz, who I kind of smile at him at the end. Lutz has had a few big 3s here in the ball game, so I wouldn't want to kind of make him mad here in this one as they fight Hartman. 62-55. Hartman now trying to drive baseline. Kicks it back out to Razzler. Razzler now at the top of the key. Over to Covington. Covington to Hartman. Hartman started by Crumble. He gets a screen, goes to the right side of it. Bounce passes one down low to Cruz. Cruz down low, finishes through contact with Turner. Turner now coming back the other way for Tyler. Under 7 minutes to play, 64-55 as they feed it down low to Turner. Turner trying to drive in, working on Razzler. Left-hand hook short, off the front of the rim and out. Still have not seen Julian Powell in the last 5 or so minutes of this second half. Razzler now with it from a 3 at the top of the key. No. Latham pulls down the rebound. Trying to push the pace here. He's got Johnson in the corner. Instead takes a jumper from the free throw line. No, that's going to be tipped out of bounds. They're going to say it was last touched off of Covington. And I've been kind of agreeing with the officials all night long, but I think that one they missed, as it looked like Covington kind of jumped over the top of Turner and kind of batted it out of bounds. But also the officials were not on the right side. It was on the opposite side of them, so therefore they would not be able to see it. So it will be Bethel basketball, 6.5 minutes to play. Lynx trail by 9, 64-55. That's where I was getting my 5s all confused. As Cruz now with it for Bethel. Hartman at the top of the key to Foreman. Down low to Cruz as he drives baseline, back out to Foreman. And Foreman kind of bobbled it as he was trying to drive in. Might have been a charge had he maintained control, but instead it's going to be a traveling violation. And it's going to give the ball to Lincoln here with just over 6 minutes to play. Lincoln now trails by 9, 64-55. Again, Tyler with the basketball. He's got 4 fouls. He's going to have to be careful. He drives in, kicks it back out now to Crumble. Crumble trying to drive in, puts up a floater for Powell, who just got there, and they're going to call a blocking foul in the act. We'll see if they put it on the floor. Either way, it's not going to matter. 10-plus fouls as the Lynx are in the double bonus, so that's going to send Crumble to the line, as Julian Powell did check back in. But I think it was more of an alley-oop situation here. And it's kind of interesting that they've tried this a few times with Julian Powell, and really none of them have worked out completely. As Crumble's first free throw is good. Again, Crumble has 12 here in this one. Again, all coming in the second half as well. But one thing I also wanted to mention, as Fisher checks back in for Foreman, the Lynx in their second chance opportunities, they had none in the first half. And Bethel had 11 second chance points in that first half. That's not something that the Lynx really want to do, especially when they don't get any second chance points. And we'll see what Julian Powell can do underneath the basket here, trying to provide a spark. We're going to need, I know he may not have time for a double-double now, but we're at least going to need him to try, as Cruz just backs down Crumble and puts it right over his head and off the glass and in. 66-57 now with 5.5 minutes to play. Tyler brings it up the floor, gets a screen from Powell. They have Powell down low, and so they kick it out to Johnson. Johnson in the corner for 3. That's buried. So here come the Lynx yet again, as they just changed it to 69-57 when it should be I believe, 66-60. So we'll have to see what they do right there in this one. And they still have missed it on the scoreboard. It should be 66-60, but it's 69-57. So he gave the 3 to Bethel. And now he doesn't kind of. So we have an official scorer down here kind of having some trouble giving some points here over here to Bethel. Instead of giving it to the Lynx, we still don't have it right. Now we have it 69-60. There we go. There we go. We finally got it. We got it finally switched over here. 66-60 as, again, the scorer kind of gave the three-pointer to Bethel instead of Lincoln, and that would have been a huge turning point for the Lynx had nobody caught it. Good thing Coach McGee and Coach Robb on the bench caught that one clear as day here in this one, but it is a 6-point lead. They do have the score right, as it is 66-60 here. Bethel with the basketball and the lead. Here comes that full court press by Lincoln as they throw it into Cruz. Now once they get the ball inbounded, they will back off here in this one. Cruz going to run up the floor, bring it up the floor here for the Bethel Pilots as Covington feeds Lutz, and he buries home a jumper right there. So 68-60 now as we're getting inching closer to back to that original score that we had about a couple of seconds ago. As Crumble now with it, trying to drive in baseline. He backs it out, though. Now trying to drive in once more to feed Powell. Instead kicks it out to Johnson at the top of the key with 15 on the shot clock. He wants to hand it off to Tyler right on the logo at midcourt. As Tyler now with 7 seconds, drives his right side lane, feeds Powell underneath, and he's going to try to slam it home. But Fisher was there, and he denied the slam as he got a lot of Powell's arm here in this one. So Powell going to go to the line for 2 opportunities, wishing he could have maintained that one. He tried to slam home one with 2 hands, but then Fisher kind of came right on in and knocked it out. And Lepp kind of giving a word to his 4 guards out on the floor. Again, this was a Lynx team that shot the ball very well from behind the arc in the first half, but since then, kind of cold. They've had their moments here in the second as Powell makes a pair as well. Make it 68-62 now. Back to a 6-point lead for Bethel as they have the basketball. 4.5 minutes to play now. This one's going to get interesting, folks, down the stretch. Bethel and Covington with the basketball. Over to DeHart. He drives baseline to Cruz. Outlet now to Lutz, who's wide open in the corner for 3. No. Cruz with an offensive rebound, though. And they're going to call a foul going against the Lynx as Cruz went up for the rebound and then came down real hard, I believe, on his tailbone, but he's holding something and he's getting up rather very slowly. This is not a good sight for Bethel. I believe he might be holding his left wrist as well. Can't quite see how exactly he fell. I hope he's okay. And that's the Pilots' leading scorer here in this one. He's got everything you want as a talent-wise from a coaching standpoint. And Coach Lightfoot here in this one, you do not want to see this right here. I know we're competing against each other on the floor, but when it comes to situations like this, we really want to kind of be okay and make sure he is okay. As he is upstanding, kind of shaking it off, starting to walk underneath his own power. I believe he just kind of felt awkwardly on his tailbone. Kind of might have a bruise in the morning. Still kind of shaken up just a bit. And they did put the foul on L.J. Johnson, so that'll be his 3rd, team's 10th here for Lincoln, as we're still kind of awaiting for Cruz to be okay. So Hartman's trying to check in for Cruz, but they kind of tell him to wait at the scores table, as Cruz still a little shaken up here. He does get to the bench, though. And they're they're checking his right thumb. Kind of wobbling that wrist around here a little bit. We'll have more on you in just a little bit. The trainer is over there And they are in the bonus, so DeHart is going to take the free throws. As the first one, he knocks it down. But again, Cruz, again, like we said, he's their man. Last game had 25 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists, and led the team in all 3 categories. Has also had 2 triple-doubles so far this season as well. Almost a third there in the last game. So he's a key scorer here for Bethel. And we'll see if the Lynx can capitalize on it, as Johnson is called for a traveling violation there, so they could not, as it makes it still 70-62 after those free throws with 4:15 to play. The Lynx really needed a basket right there. Here they come now. Back the other way, Bethel with the basketball and the lead. The Pilots, as they find Lutz. Lutz catch and shoot off a screen. He cannot hit. Rebounded by Trayvon Tyler. He outlets now to Powell, as Powell going coast to coast, and they're going to say an offensive foul going against Julian Powell, as Lutz was in there. Now Lepp is furious with this one. Again, I understand kind of both sides here in this one. Lutz didn't really have his feet quite set, but he was there. Also, Julian Powell did not really have control of the basketball either as well. It was kind of a behind-the-back pass, and Powell's trying to catch it and run into the lane all in one motion. He did make the basket, so had it gone against Bethel, it would have been count the basket and the foul, and we would be sitting here maybe possibly looking at a 5-point deficit instead of a 7-point deficit, or an 8-point deficit, depending on the free throw. But instead, they do call the charge, so now Powell's got 4, as Bethel will have the basketball up by 8. Fisher now with it at the top of the key, over to DeHart. DeHart guarded very closely by Tyler. He's going to have to be careful. Down low to Fisher. Fisher goes flying in right over Crumble. He can't finish. Latham pulls down the offensive rebound. Tyler just trying to get out of his way because Latham was trying to push the pace. As Crumble now finds Johnson. Johnson takes a mid-range jumper, and that one's in every time. So L.J. Johnson really from mid-range and behind the arc. Deadly. 70-64, 3:22 left to play. Lynx trail by 6. They're trying to get the game at least tied as Hartman drives in. Right side lane, kicks it out to Lutz in the corner for 3, and he'll rattle one home. Just like that, it's back to a 9-point lead here for Bethel. And that's really kind of been the key factor here in this one. Bethel has shot the ball extremely well from behind the arc, and it's really kind of started with Covington. I mean, we've seen him kind of take a few from behind the arc. Covington's, although he was only 1 for 5, though, in the first half, he's hit 2 in the second half. Also, as well, again, Ryan Lutz has been on fire from behind the arc. I believe he was 2 for 5 in that first half, but since then, in the second half, he's been lights out, as he's got 14 points to go along with that as well, and only having 6 in that first half. Again, but the Lynx, they're trying to fight their way back into this one. It seems like they get right there, and then something happens, whether it's a foul, whether it's a missed opportunity, or to where something they just cannot capitalize and they cannot get it over the hump. As we've seen it down to 1, we've seen it to within 3, and then all of a sudden, every time it's to within 2 or 3, it's a little 5 or 7-point run here for Bethel off of those key, deadly 3-point shooters and Lutz and Covington. I believe DeHart's been in the mix as well. Hartman has been lights out as well. Again, all these guys are real key shooters for Bethel, as Cruz checks back in as well, so he looks to be okay. He does, however, though, have that right wrist wrapped. So look for that to be kind of bothering him a little bit. We'll see if Trayvon Tyler tries to exploit it. He goes around the screen. Tyler picks up his dribble at the top of the key, goes to Johnson. Johnson out to Crumble now. Crumble now with the turnaround hook. He picks stop in mid-dribble and now finds Johnson. Johnson with the mid-range jumper. Count the basket and the foul on a jumper from the free throw line goes L.J. Johnson. And I believe, let's see who got him on the arm here. They're going to say that one was on number 4, Lutz, so he'll pick up his 4th. And both teams in the double bonus, so every foul from here on out is going to be that one as Johnson cannot hit the and one opportunity, but Powell pulls down the offensive board. Latham Jr. with a 3, no. Johnson with an offensive rebound, put back, yes. So he cannot hit the free throw, but he got 4 points there in a matter of back-to-back possessions, and it's 73-68 now with 2.5 minutes to play. See if the Lynx can't get it tied and take the lead here at some point. In Bethel, I know they're also all right here in the local area, so the majority of the fans here are rooting for Bethel as Forum drives in. Count the basket and the foul as Julian Powell is going to pick up his 5th and final foul here in this one. So Julian Powell's night is done, and that kind of hurts the Lynx in a way as the big man for the Lynx, his night is over. Now they kind of see what exactly we have as stoppage of play here. Had a little mini timeout here for Bethel as Foreman's still waiting for the line as J.J. Turner's going to have to check back in as he'll get the kid from Baytown, Texas, and Julian Powell. And Foreman did make the shot, so he does have an and one opportunity coming. He has got one more free throw. As that one drops for Foreman as really kind of a rainbow arc of a shot as it puts it now 76-68 with 2:15 to play. Johnson takes a step back 3 from the top of the key and is fouled hard by Lutz, so their dangerous three-point shooter now is now done as that'll be his 5th. And now they say that's only his 4th instead of his 5th. I had 5 fouls as well, and now we're going to miss another call here at the scores table. In 76-68, that is definitely his 5th foul, but they're going to let him stay in the ballgame. This is interesting here, folks. I haven't seen anything like this before. Again, I had 5 fouls. Everybody else had 5 fouls. Again, some good acting job here, though, by Ryan Lightfoot to keep his player in the ballgame. As Johnson's second free throw. That one's in. It was a 3, so he does have one more coming as he's made them both here so far. 76-70 with 2:15 left to play. And should be the dangerous three-point shooter for Bethel. Should be out of the ball game, but instead he's going to play with 5 fouls. I know, it's a first for everybody, but he is in the game. So 76-71 here with 2 minutes to play. DeHart with it out to Hartman. Hartman on the right wing, guarded by Johnson, trying to drive baseline. He cannot. Good defense, though, by the Lynx. Back out to Lutz at the top of the key. Down low to Cruz to Foreman now. Turnaround jumper, and that one's in over Turner. So just like that, Foreman kind of having his way down low, and really the Lynx got to do something about the big to stop him down there. Otherwise, he's going to get 2 easy points all day, and now they're going to let the traveling violation go right there. But instead, now they call it on L.J. Johnson. So there's the makeup call. Everybody clear as day saw Trayvon Tyler travel there. He went to kind of power stop and kind of go back the other way. And you could see both feet really slid, and you could hear it on the floor as well. They didn't call that one. They called it on L.J. Johnson, though, as DeHart was there. He gets it right to Lutz. Lutz down low to Hartman, and he can't finish it as the Lynx steal it away. Here they come back the other way, 78-71, minute 20 to go, as Latham trying to feed Turner down low. They had him wide open, but Turner couldn't corral it as it goes into the hands of Cruz. And now here's where Bethel can kind of run out the shot clock in a way. They throw it into Lutz in the corner for 3, and he buries home a 3 from the corner as the man with 5 fouls just put the dagger in the hearts of all Lynx fans as it's now a 10-point lead with a minute to play. As we're going to have a timeout taken here on the floor. It's going to be a 30-second timeout. We'll be right back in 30 seconds as well. Your Lynx trail by 10 with a minute 7 left to play. Don't go anywhere as you guys are listening to Lincoln College basketball right here on 89X.
Hey, America, we need to have a little talk. We've got a lot of food in this country. We've got so much food that we can't eat it all. So how are 17 million kids in America struggling with hunger? That's why the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks gathers surplus food and gets it to hungry kids who need it. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio. Take one.
Behold the angry giant.
Try it again, Alberto.
Behold the angry giant.
Perfect. Good luck tonight.
Behold the angry giant.
Yay! Read me another one, Dad.
This is WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
What are all the things you witness online in a day? Cats playing piano, selfies on your feed, your friend's picture being turned into a nasty meme that's been shared 50 times, 51, 52. When someone's being bullied online, it's hard to know what to do. Now you can speak up with the witness emoji. It looks like an eye in a speech bubble, and it's in the symbol section near the clocks in your phone. You'll let the world know it isn't cool, and you'll let your friend know you care. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
We're back at the University of St. Francis. 81-71 is our score. Minute 7 to go. Lynx with the basketball as they trail by 10. Going to have to work quickly here as L.J. Johnson, Crumble, Tyler, Latham Jr., and Turner on the floor here for the Lynx. As Crumble now to Tyler. Tyler tried to draw a foul in the act of shooting, but he could not. They poke it out of bounds, so they say it'll stay with the Lynx here. We're under a minute to play, 53 seconds left to go. Lynx trail by 10. As Johnson trying to inbound it to somebody, he finally finds Turner, 15 on the shot clock. As Johnson drives in, finds Turner down low, a reverse layup is good, so now Coach Lepp will take a timeout. Again, I know we were talking about the game for tomorrow. Now, I kind of screwed up there in a way, as I said the game was at 3. Now, which, correct, it is at 3, but it's at 3 my time. I forgot the time differential. So, again, the game tomorrow against St. Francis will be 2 o'clock Lincoln time. I should say Central time, but Lincoln time that game's going to be at 2. It'll be at 3 my time, as they are an hour ahead of us here in this one. However, though, that'll be another good game as well, as they'll take on the hometown host team here at the University of St. Francis. We're playing on their home floor right now, as they're ranked 16th in the country, and it's not going to be a tough test or an easy test either, as the Lynx really got to find a way to pull this one out right here as they trail 81-73. But and it's kind of been an interesting night. I mean, you see one guy playing with 5 fouls, and the other ones, both coaches always complain about fouls being called, but you know, it was 10 fouls for Bethel to our 3 at one point. So whatever happened at Robert Morris kind of happened to us here tonight with the officiating. We've seen the scorekeeper give the 3 points on after we've made a 3 to Bethel instead of Lincoln. So who knows what really the score could be. I mean, it really could be Lynx winning. I'll go with it. Not really, but 81-73 is our score, as Bethel trying to inbound underneath their own basket, as Freeman checked into the ball game for Tyler, trying to foul at some point, as Cruz now with it to Lutz. Lutz let about a 3. No, back out to Hartman. Now somebody's going to have to foul, and they end up fouling Hartman, as that will be Crumble, as they waste about 20 seconds right there. That's going to send Hartman now to the line, as Crumble picks up only his second. As Hartman's first one, no good, but it's a double bonus opportunity here, as Trayvon Tyler now checks back into the ball game. He'll come and get Freeman. A little offense for defense here in this one. 81-73, though, is our score. Again, the Lynx played well against a number 23rd team in the country. Probably a little bit better offensively, and they're right in this game as they trail by 9. As Johnson now just trying to drive in, right side lane, down low to Turner. Turner cannot finish underneath, gets his own miss, tip back in, yes. And Lepp is going to burn one of his 2 timeouts left here, as it's 82-75 now. DeAndre Freeman will check back in as they're going to take a minute or a full timeout right here. So we will too. Don't go anywhere. Lynx trying to hang on here in Fort Wayne as they trail 82-75. You are listening to Lincoln College basketball right here on 89X.
Every hiring manager knows that a company is only as good as the people it's made from. So where do you find the best people? That may surprise you.
Meet the grads of life. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or even mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
This is talent worth knowing about.
Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
At the University of St. Francis here in this one where we got a good one, 82-75, as the Lynx called one of their 2 timeouts here in this one. Again, both teams in the double bonus, though. However, though, both teams taking on Bethel College here today. Again, Bethel, they traveled to Lincoln, the women's team did, to play, Coach Polite's team, and they actually came out with a W in that one. Hopefully you guys tune in to watch that one right before this game with Adam Hoffman and Daniel Sala. And first and foremost, let's credit both of them. Again, Adam Hoffman got the call, do play-by-play for that game. And then also Daniel Sala as well, again, calling his first ever basketball game as well, not only for the college, but just in general. So, again, to both of them for getting the job done and really stepping up for us here in the Lynx sports department. As now they're going to foul rather quickly here, but they're going to foul probably the wrong person, as they'll foul Cruz. And so that'll put Cruz to the line and for 2 shots. The foul goes on Crumble, his 3rd. So now Cruz at the line for 2. And now that stat that I was talking to you about with Ryan Lightfoot, only needing 1 more win in these next 2 games to reach 30 wins on his young coaching career. He would be, in the next 27 seconds, if the Lynx cannot come back, he would be the first coach the fastest coach to 30 wins in the Crossroad League in the NAIA division. As Johnson coast to coast just burns past everybody and lays it up and in 4-2. So 1 of 2 from the line goes Bethel, and then Johnson just coast to coast after that right here as we have another full timeout. We're going to take another break. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Don't go anywhere. 83-77 is our scores. You guys are listening to Lincoln College basketball right here on 89X.
This is 89X WLNX Lincoln, a Lincoln College station.
We're back here at the University of St. Francis. 83-77 is our final score. And I'm kind of looking up right here in this one. I believe the girls won 64-56, not 63-54. We were close, as I'm getting information as we go here on that one, about 5 hours away from Lincoln, Illinois. But Lincoln College Athletics, they kind of wrote it wrong, so they threw me off there for a little bit. And they said the men's basketball team won over Bethel. Well, it hasn't been official yet here in this one, as they trailed, though, however, 83-77 here in this one. Now, the Lady Lynx, they beat Bethel Pilots here in this one over in the Jack D. Nutt Arena. So the Lynx going to pressure this inbounds here. 21 seconds left to play. 83-77. Hartman has the room to run the baseline as they throw it into Cruz yet again. And again, only wasted about 1 second. So the Lynx doing their part here in this one, as it's already 10 o'clock here in the Eastern time zone. 83-77. I'm sure everybody, I guess now that we gained an hour, they can all say we're ready to go to bed. But I'm sure none of these guys go to bed anytime soon. As the first one is in, here comes Trayvon Tyler, offense for defense with DeAndre Freeman, as the first free throw is in by Cruz. 20 seconds left to play. The second one in as well. 85-77 now, as they're going to have to work quickly here as Johnson throws it to Crumble. Crumble couldn't corral it, and it goes out of bounds with 19 seconds left to go. And shot clock turned off. We'll see what the Lynx want to do here. They're going to inbound it to Cruz. Cruz, no foul yet, but there's the arm in there by Crumble, as that's going to be Crumble's 5th. So Crumble's night is done as well, as Crumble finishes with 13 points in this one, all coming in the second half as well, as they're got to look for somebody to sub in. Here comes DeAndre Freeman back into the ball game. So 16.7 seconds left to go. Cruz at the line for 2 opportunities to make it a 10-point lead for Bethel. As the first one rattles home right there. And I'd have to say if he makes the second one, that should pretty much do it here for game number 1 for Lincoln College, as he does hit a pair. 10-point lead with 16 seconds left to play. Not saying it's not possible. It can be done. But we'll see what happens here. Tyler takes a 3. Can't get it to go. Cruz with the rebound. Poked away by Johnson. But they're just going to hold it out right here, as that's going to do it right here. The Lynx are going to lose 87-77 here at the University of St. Francis. And again, I know the Lynx cannot be pleased with that, but you have to give credit where credit is due. Bethel came out. They played hard. Again, they made the shots when they needed to. And again, they're a good team. They're ranked nationally 23rd in the country for a reason. And again, they're just only getting better. The Lynx are going to have a tough stretch here in these next 2 days. Again, playing Bethel with the 23rd team in the country, and then St. Francis tomorrow. Again, that'll be at 2 o'clock your time, 3 o'clock my time, as again, we'll take on the host team, University of St. Francis. But that's going to do it all here for us. Again, I'm Nick Jackson, bringing it both games to you live as usual, as the Lynx fall 87-77 to the 23rd best team in the country. And the Lynx will will fall to 4-3 on the season. Again, could be very easily 6-1, but that's okay. Still a lot of work to be done. I'm sure Lep and Coach McGee, they'll talk things over tonight, and they will kind of adjust the situation and figure out what's going on here for tomorrow. But your Lynx do fall by a final score of 87-77, and we will get you back right tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Again, see you right there. I'm Nick Jackson, and we will see you tomorrow at the University of St. Francis. Thanks for listening to the Lincoln College basketball right here on 89X.
That's all she wrote. This concludes tonight's coverage of Lincoln College basketball on 89X.